Hey everyone, namaste. I hope you guys are doing fine, and if not, you'll be okay. Hang in there. So, today we are going to talk about depression. So, I've decided that I'm going to be make this series. Like, there are going to be videos which will cover what is depression, that is this video itself. Then, um, how can you give yourself a kickstart in case you feel like you might be having depression, and if there's anything left in addition to that, then I would cover that in the third video. But if everything is covered in these two videos itself, then I don't think we would need a third video. So yeah, let's get started. So before we begin with what is depression, let me just talk about the things that are not exactly depression. So I'm going to address the myths or the stereotypical views that people have regarding depression. To begin with, depression is not feeling sad. Okay, you cannot say that you're depressed or you have depression if you're feeling low just for a day or two, or because of this XYZ incident you're not feeling so happy. That does not mean you have depression. Yes, you are unhappy or upset, you are sad, but not depressed. Depression in literature and vocabulary is very different from depression as the mental disorder in psychology. So it's very important to make sure that we do not use such words very lightly. Then depression is not only about isolating yourself. So every person who might have been diagnosed with depression or may have depression but is still not diagnosed, they do not necessarily have to be someone who's isolated or someone who does not talk to people. A lot of times people with depression seem to be highly functional. They go about their day like every other person. So it is not going to be so simple to identify someone with depression just by looking at them. Then depression is not only about something that you can get over in a week, or you can just force yourself to do work and boom, depression vanishes. No, it does not work like that. That's my sister playing with Eva, and I told her not to do this right now, but okay. Anyway, so so depression is not something that can just vanish in a day or two, but it needs proper professional care if you want long term results. Then depression is in many depression many cases is one of the most prominent reason for suicides. So depression is not something that people can just laugh about or make jokes about, because it is fatal. It does lead to very severe consequences. Then depression is not only about wanting attention. In fact, on the other hand, people who have depression are the ones that express the least. So if someone has depression, there are very low chances that he or she is just going to share with you that they are feeling XYZ emotion, or they have been feeling like this since quite a long time, because they do not want to firstly maybe bother you, or they do not know how to explain it to you. So people with depression would need a lot of support. They would need a lot of pushing to tell you. But it is important that you respect people's privacy. Please don't get me wrong. So yeah, these are few very common misconceptions about depression. Yeah. Now let's talk about what is depression in psychology. So in very simple terms, depression is a mental illness. Just like any other illness, it is an illness that causes certain changes in your brain. For example, no, not for example, but scientifically, there are certain neurotransmitters in our mind, in our head, in our brain. So those neurotransmitters, when a person is undergoing depression, behave abnormally. So the levels and the connection between those neurotransmitters like serotonin or oxytocin and dopamine, these are so these neurotransmitters start behaving abnormally, and a person might start feeling either all or most or many of the following. First, lack of energy. A person might feel severe fatigue. He might not have the energy to do even the simplest and most basic task in severe cases. For example, even getting out of bed is a huge task for them because they have no energy whatsoever. They do not feel any energy, even if they are eating or even if they are exercising. They just don't feel like getting out of the bed. That's just an example. They do not want to do most of the activities throughout the day. So exercising for a person with depression is a huge thing, and that should be appreciated very much. Second is lack of interest or motivation. So what happens in this case is that the things that they used to enjoy, that they used to do, and that used to produce the happy hormone, those things do not motivate them anymore. They do not feel like they want to exercise, or they do not feel like they want to swim or dance or run or sing anything, because that thing does not give them that satisfaction anymore. And even if it does, they don't think that it is worth putting efforts into. Third, loss of appetite. So, or change in appetite. At times, people with depression, there are, though those cases are less, but there is always a chance that people with depression might also eat a lot, something known as stress eating. But that's again a different phenomenon altogether. But in most of the cases, people with depression, they have a loss of appetite. That means they stop eating or they stop consuming food, or the amount of food that intake that they had reduces or drops with a significant rate. Then fourth one is change in the sleeping pattern. So a person either can sleep a lot, like most throughout the day mostly, or on the other hand go on the other side of the spectrum where they cannot sleep at all, insomnia. So depression can cause insomnia because they cannot sleep, like even if they are awake for a day or two or three. So that's there. Then a person, as I mentioned in the beginning, a person might feel a very intense urge of self-harm. And when self-harm keeps becoming a repetitive pattern, and if self-harm is not stopped or treated or handled well, then it might lead to suicides also. So I want to make a point here that self-harm is not just physical self-harm, but it can also be emotional or psychological. So yeah, any kind of self-harm for that matter. And then we have negative trial. So it's like the person develops a pessimistic view about everything about themselves. This depression might lead to self-hatred, or about the world, that everything around them is just useless, or everything around them, there is nothing good around them, or there's nothing good that they can do. And also about the future, that no matter what, the future is not going to get better. They are just so certain that everything is just going to keep getting worse. So these are the very few signs or symptoms, you may say, of depression that are mentioned in DSM-5. But there are many, and they are well studied by psychologists also. Just because you observe the symptoms in yourself or someone does not necessarily mean that they have depression. But it is very important that if you do notice this or identify these, you should immediately consult a therapist or a counselor to just be sure whether you actually have depression or not. Please do not self-diagnose yourself. I cannot emphasize enough on this. Self-diagnosing is extremely harmful and definitely not advisable. So yeah, I hope this helps and gives you an insight. If there's anything, any doubts, any questions, any views, blah blah, whatever, put it in the comments, or you can email me. Anyway, either way it works. So yeah, if you want to reach out on Instagram and you want to join our Discord channel, you have the links in the description. So about few easier ways to give yourself a kickstart if you are facing these signs and symptoms, I'll make a next video for that. So stay tuned, guys. Take care. Stay strong.